Now, back to Marquee Media Studio and the HaneyBiz Project with your host, Mark Haney.
All right. Welcome back to the HaneyBiz Project, brought to you courtesy of Comstocks Magazine and California Backyard. I'm Mark Haney, and today I have the privilege of being joined by Lori Prosio, the CEO, the president, the owner of Prosio Communications. How you doing, Lori?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. We had you scheduled to come on the show a few weeks back. That happened to be the day that my mom passed away, and you guys were so gracious in rescheduling for today. I appreciate it. I want to share the Lori Prosio story. Talk to me about your entrepreneurial journey.
Well, wow. It started almost exactly 5 years ago. Actually, it was 5 years ago this last Tuesday. My team and I celebrated last Friday our 5-year anniversary.
Nice.
I'd been working in the PR and marketing industry for the better part of my career in Sacramento, the last 20 years or so. I guess I'm dating myself saying that, but
that's impossible, Lori.
Right. And, after working for a couple of different agencies and doing kind of a stint in the tech corporate side of things, I just decided it was time to get out there and try it on my own. And so 5 years ago, with 3-year-old twins in tow, mind you, I decided it was the perfect time for me to go out and start my own business. And I launched Prosio Communications in June of 2013, and we're now 5 years in, and we have 15 full-time folks working for us.
Congratulations on that success. You're based out of the South Placer area.
Roseville. Mm-hmm.
You're based out of Roseville, and I'm thinking back to when you first launched the business. Did you take your children to work, or did you keep them out? How did that work?
No, I mean, before I started my own company, I was working for another company, so I had a great opportunity to be able to bring my kids to work with me. I took a short amount of time off, and then they came to work with me, and they were kind of the little office mascots for a short period of time.
Love it.
But when I started my own company, we did it kind of the same story as a lot of regular entrepreneurs, where you're at the dining room table kind of sorting out, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? My first 2 staff came on board within a couple of months, and they'll tell the story that I had 2 3-year-olds running around the house, banging on the piano, playing. Meanwhile, dogs napping on the floor, and all of us sitting at the table the way we do with a glass of wine, figuring out how we were going to do this thing and grow it to where we are today.
Well, what was the feeling like when you first started? Were you had this big dream, I'm assuming, and was it easy? Was it scary? How did it feel?
It was not easy. It was a little scary, but I was really fortunate that because I'd worked in this industry for such a long time, I had a lot of relationships. I had a lot of connections, a lot of experience in this field. And so I probably didn't start off the way a lot of people do, where you spend years and years thinking this is something that I want to do. I had actually been kind of on a different path of working for someone else and thinking that that was kind of the long-term plan. And maybe a similar story to some entrepreneurs out there, where you kind of realize maybe this isn't the right thing for me. Maybe this isn't the path that I'm supposed to be on. It was a short amount of time that it occurred to me, I think I should probably do something else. And so I didn't, maybe have that kind of traditional start of the writing down the business plan and thinking through exactly how this was going to look. I just knew that what I was doing in that moment wasn't right for me anymore. And I was really fortunate that I had a lot of people that were behind me saying, this is what you need to do. This is the time. Go out there and get it and do it. And so it was scary, yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime you're leaving the comfort of a paycheck and the comfort of somebody else having kind of that responsibility for you, that's nerve-wracking. But I had a lot of support from family and friends and colleagues, and it was hard to turn that little voice off in my head that said, this is the way that you're supposed to be doing this now.
Well, you're quick to comment on the people that have helped you, which is, I see that in entrepreneurship all the time. Let's brag about Prosio Communications a little bit. What's so great about Prosio?
So I run a full-service public relations and marketing firm. We have done a lot of really great work for some really interesting organizations. One of the things that I think we're the most proud of is that we've been involved in some really major behavior-changing campaigns over the course of many years, but certainly as Prosio Communications, we've done a lot of kind of life-changing type things. We handle all of the communication services for the state of California for all their traffic safety messages. So we've been working on distracted driving and anti-DUI efforts and pedestrian safety efforts. And so one of the kind of mantras of our office is that we work on projects that are really meaningful to us and that also change people's lives. And so that was kind of the core of our business, was getting out there and working on things that we could actually help people save lives and work on projects that were really meaningful.
Yeah, incredible. So thinking about the question of the day about under-promising and over-delivering. I have this thought that it's hard to grow your business if you're always under-promising. What camp are you in on that?
I don't think I'm in either one of those camps. I mean, I certainly wouldn't say that we're in the practice of under-promising and over-delivering. I think we're probably somewhere in the middle. We want to set really good expectations with clients so that they have an understanding of what it is that we can do for them. And then, so I wouldn't say that's an under-promise, but I think we also have kind of as a general rule among all of us, and that's one thing I can say for everyone that works on my team, is that we've all got a really strong drive to do our absolute best all the time and to exceed expectations. So, we match our expectations with our clients when we start, but we always try to go a step above and beyond that to make sure that we're giving them, the absolute best that we have.
So you're dealing with clients in the government, and it sounds like larger corporations. Do you do business in the small business realm, or is it larger entities only?
No, I'm on the board of directors for the Roseville Area Chamber of Commerce, so I have a lot of interaction with a lot of small businesses. We do work for a variety of different types of organizations. So we've done a lot of work with government agencies, but we also work with local, small and mid to size businesses. And we've also done some work with some really big brands. We've had a long-term relationship with 7-Eleven. We work with International Sportsman's Warehouse, Expo rather. So it really depends on the needs of the client. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the way that we choose to work with people is we look and see, are these people that have something, a cause or a product or a service that they offer that we believe in? And are they fun people? Are they people that we'd actually want to work with? When I went out and started my own company, one of the things I said was, anybody that I work with has to be somebody that I'd want to invite into my home, that I'd want to share a beer with or a glass of wine with. And if that match isn't there, then it's not a good fit for us.
So if they don't drink, you basically don't want to do
Well,
business
there is
with them,
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so just thinking, I always ask the question, we try to keep it lighthearted, right? Are you hanging or are you banging? Banging's when we're at our very best, at our very best opportunity. And as an owner and CEO of a 15-person successful marketing company, I mean, what are you doing when you're at your very best? Like, what's your thing?
Oh, gosh. I think I go through this phase of trying to figure out what I'm not doing on a regular basis. I think, right, like most entrepreneurs, you're a CEO of business, you're kind of got your hands in everything. I think for me, it's always kind of that critical thinking and looking at how can we make things better for a client? How can we build on something that they've already started, or, taking a look at the big picture. That's where I think I always kind of find myself at the best of my abilities, is looking at what do we do that's next? How do we get past this point and get them, or even our own company, to that next level? Mm-hmm.
Well, closing thoughts here. We only have a minute or two left, but we talk about sharing stories. You're an expert in that realm and helping get the message out. Talk to us about what small businesses can do, medium-sized businesses. Those are the majority of our listeners. What can we do? What should we be thinking in terms of telling our story and getting our message out?
Well, I think it's important to, you were talking about, is it bragging if it's true? I mean, I think we are our own best storytellers, and identifying opportunities to be able to share our experiences, whether that's through some sort of nonprofit organization that you can work on behalf of. I always highly recommend to new businesses and people that are just getting started to join your local chamber. It's an excellent way to be able to meet people, to network, to get involved in philanthropic efforts. But really, I think at the end of the day, it becomes about realizing the relationships that you have and finding the best ways to be able to utilize those. You have people and connections and contacts that are willing to get behind you and support you, and really trying to identify those folks and support them along the way as well, and everybody grows together.
Thank you, Lori. Words of wisdom from Lori Prosio, Prosio Communications, sharing her story of winning and helping us small business people along the way to build our dreams as well. Coming up after the break, we will meet John Simpson, the co-founder, CEO of Patrick Corporation. Join the revolution at HaneyBiz.com, courtesy of Audi Rockland and DCA Capital. This is the HaneyBiz Project.